Welcome, Karl Foster, to our FitTech Club podcast. And Karl, you are the CTO of GymNation, which currently operates 20 locations across Middle East. You guys have over 100,000 members, and you're growing pretty fast. So today we're going to be speaking about how you use AI to support your growth. It's a very specific topic. I'm very much looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, well, firstly, thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to it.
Karl, let's just get started. Let's just jump right into it. You rejoined GymNation 1.5 years ago. You were previously with GymNation as well as general manager. So What's your current scope of work? How can we understand what you are doing?
Good question. So my official title is a CTO. I take care of all of the technology, also the innovation. My unofficial title probably explains what I do best, and my unofficial title is Chief Data Alchemist, which I quite like. So basically, my job is utilizing data to drive impact in the organization across all of our domains. So it's a great job. It's a fun job. I look for ways to just find more opportunity and do cool things. So that's in a nutshell my job.
Tell me more about maybe let's start with your most favorite project that you're working on right now.
There's many. My favorite, I've always got a soft spot for Jenny AI. So this is our voice AI agent. We have a couple of AI agents, and I probably should backtrack on what an AI agent is. So it's an AI that can basically do things, can take actions in the world. So we have a couple. Jenny is probably my most favorite, and that's the voice version. So Jenny can hold many different roles. We've got Jenny as a receptionist, Jenny as a sales agent, Jenny as a member experience agent. That's my most favorite project. We're seeing a lot of impact with Jenny, so that would probably be the biggest.
Amazing. ChatGPT has just introduced the tasks, which is probably the way to go for the AI agents, but you've been there before. So what kind of tech stack are you using for this agent?
Yes, I get asked that question a lot. Everything we do, mostly what we do is it all in-house, right? So we don't use any, let's say, kind of off-the-shelf platforms. We do stitch a lot of third-party applications together. We do use either for the baseline API, we are using OpenAI or Anthropic. We've recently moved to OpenAI's real-time voice for Jenny, and Albus is using a combination of both. And Albus is the text-based agent that we have. And then everything else is stitched in-house by code and by my engineers. I've got a team of very talented engineers that make it all happen. I think that's the biggest thing I get asked about, implementing AI in business quite a lot. The thing that's not really discussed, or the thing that's quite unknown, is the level of integration you need to make to your own business use case. I think that's always the biggest challenge. There's many, AI software providers and SaaS providers out there, but actually integrating that into your business needs is actually where the biggest challenge is. So that's kind of how it all looks together in the back end. We've got our own data warehouse, we've got our own software engineering department, and we stitch it all together.
How many engineers do you have on the team?
I've got, between more AI specialists and just back-end specialists, about 6 now.
What kind of data are you collecting? How many data points are those? And ultimately also we'll move into what you do with those.
There's a lot. There's more than I could name for sure. The fundamentals I could probably start with, obviously the easy ones are all of the behavioral data that we have, obviously the demographic data we have, the financial data. In terms of behavioral, there's different layers to that. There's the kind of top layer, which is, how many times you come to the gym, what's your visit frequency, which classes are you doing, and what are you doing when you're inside the gym itself. We're also starting to combine that, which is our next phase, with things like performance metrics. So, are you going to be doing your body composition with us? Are you getting towards your goals? Can we access the wearable data? This is kind of the next level, giving us more insight into kind of what's going on in and outside the gym. Those are the main data points that we're using for most of our work. But each of our members, when they engage with one of our AIs, can choose to have, a history with that AI stored. For example, if you've booked a trial with one of our AI agents, or, our AI agent has helped you book a class, for example, it can remember that class that you've booked and to be able to assist you moving forward and remember that history of conversation and guide you moving forward. So that's a different layer as well we have.
Right. Let's dive a bit more into the use cases. So one of those is booking support, as far as I understand. What else do you do with this data? Just give me very specific examples to help me understand the scope.
Okay, let me give you the biggest use case for Jenny, right? Which is working on acquisition and sales. So, for example, when a prospect is looking to join a gym, generally what they'll do, digital leads I'm talking about, they'll go into a form and they'll want to try the gym. So they'll put their information in and they'll request a booking for a free trial. Let's say it could be a 3 days free trial in one of our gyms. What will happen is Jenny will call that prospect within about 10 seconds of them entering the lead form. And then on that phone call, be able to give them any information, FAQs, help them with the location of the gym, actually make that booking in one of our clubs. The agent aspect of Jenny actually goes to our membership management platform, creates the profile, then sends them that to their phone and their email with the link, with the login information, with all of that free trial membership added, and then guides them through a series of automations, before the booking trial, sends them a reminder. When they visit to the gym, then the next Jenny kicks in and then asks, how the visit was and tries to gather if there's anything we could have done.
How is the question been posed? Is this an app? Is this a chatbot on a messenger? What's the delivery form?
There's many channels: app, WhatsApp, SMS, email, and phone through voice. So those are the channels that we're reaching through. And Jenny and Albus has access to all of those and uses multiple channels.
Amazing. So this is the sales case, the marketing case. What other cases do you guys have that you're specifically proud of that are working amazingly for you?
Yeah, I would say less probably AI, more on the member experience. We do use a little bit of AI, but the member engagement and using data to help our members. We did publish a study where we put a group of members through our version of a member engagement kind of program, and it's akin to Spotify's Wrapped, right? So if you're on Spotify, at the end of the year, you get that roundup of, how many songs you've listened to and what genre. So we wanted to do that with our members. So, we ranked them as, okay, you're the top 1% in attending Zumba classes, for example. Your visit consistency over the 12 weeks has been, 80%. And so we designed all of this and we managed to get this out to a big group of members. And what we found is the visit frequency for those members maintained itself over a long period of time. And the group that we didn't put in naturally had this kind of attrition from, the new member drop off. So we proved that we could change what was a deterministic outcome of, visits to the gym over the next 12 months. We managed to change that and influence behavior to coming more. That was a big kind of eureka moment for us, is like we're actually helping our members train and progress and keep them engaged. So I'd say that was one of the big ones.
Wow, everyone is speaking about behavior change and you're doing this. Speaking of bottom line, what kind of case is this more on the sales side of things? Is this more on the retention side of things? What kind of AI case had the most impact on your bottom line as business?
I would say probably more our fintech solution. So we've also developed our own fintech. That's in terms of raw EBITDA, bottom line profit, I would say that's had the biggest. It's added multiples to our valuation, because we've basically revamped our entire transactional relationship with our members. Smart billing we've developed ourselves so we can understand your financial behaviors, how to interact with members on a personal level, treating somebody that's been with us for 12 months consistently as opposed to, maybe somebody who's in default, for example. These have had the biggest impact on our bottom line.
What's been your personal biggest learning when implementing AI across organization?
That's a very good question. There's lots. My biggest learning is the needs of building a solution towards your own organization. So the needs of your organization is not the same as any other. The collaboration needs across teams, these are technologies that are big change. So what comes with that is change management. That was a big factor. What else would I say? I would say the big thing is monitoring them. It's one thing to develop something and launch it, but AI is not deterministic. it can hallucinate, it can go wrong. So making sure that you keep a pulse on that was a big finding. You have to monitor these things and constantly tune and evaluate as they go.
And speaking of AI as such, what kind of AI are you using more? Is this more the machine learning side of things? Is this more LLM? Do you also implement computer vision part of AI? Tell me a bit more about that, maybe.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I saw your chat with Florian. He mentioned he's using more machine learning. When we first started, it was like that. It was 80% machine learning. Now it's a mix. It's a complete mix. We do obviously have our fundamental machine learning algorithms in place. They're running. We do use computer vision. That makes probably a small part of what we do, especially in reception on the gym floor through the cameras. And I'd say the rest is all Gen AI, all backed by automation. The Gen AI has, many different fronts. It could be the voice AI we have. It could be the chat-based AI we have, and the host of agents we have underneath that. So I would say it's probably an even split between machine learning, Gen AI.
Let's zoom out a bit, and I'd love to hear from you what kind of AI developments you personally find most exciting right now, and what things are you seeing coming up in the next 1 to 2 years?
Yeah, everything for me is all about AI agents. That's all I'm focusing on. That's where I think the future is. I've kind of detached myself from seeing these updates every, month on, better scores from each, foundational model out there. All I'm focusing on is how we can use agents in the real world to accomplish tasks, to assist us, to drive productivity, to drive value for our businesses. So that's all I'm focusing on. That's where I think the big future for the next year, 2 years is. I'm not one of these people that are, just waiting to see when AGI comes. I know that's always a big discussion. I'm just seeing, how better can these agents be and how they can assist us better. And that's the future for me.
What are your benchmarks? What are your role models for implementation of AI agents?
My benchmarks originally were, how much more, to begin with, is how much more impact can we make our human teams drive, So we start to measure that. We see each human agent has, 3 times the impact that they're having without an AI, for example. But then we started to see metrics that were just, breaking all of the records that we've had. For example, because we can automate and call and book, these free trials is an easy example. It's almost an order of magnitude the performance we're getting because of this combination. So we're just tracking on our own performance now, to be quite honest with you. We're always just seeing, can we improve last month's records? Can we improve last month's data? What can we do better? And unfortunately for us, there's no benchmarks out there really on what we're doing. So we're just watching ourselves and trying to improve.
What's your big vision for GymNation as an AI-driven company for the next 5 to 10 years? Where do you want to go with AI?
Continue to find innovation, continue to try new ideas, optimize our business, add value to our members. We do aspire to be, the authoritative voice for our sector and industry. I think because we are the rare case that as an operator, we're developing it ourselves, as opposed to a SaaS provider implementing. So we have a unique opportunity to try things and to find new things that work. And ultimately, we're happy to share this with the industry as a whole because we want to grow together. So that's our vision.
Karl, last question. What thing about AI does everyone get wrong in the industry?
It's not what they get wrong. I mean, there's 2 ways I'd answer that question. The first thing is my take on the relationship with humanity and AI. I think some people have stark views on that and they're quite different. Mine's a very positive outcome. I know there is risk towards AI, but I think we should be viewing AI as a positive net impact for humanity. And the second thing is the needs of building and implementing AI. It takes a lot. You need in-house team, you need specialists, and you need to give it the attention it deserves.
What have you invested in AI building so far? Give me an approximation.
A lot. It's a key part of our strategy. But the ROI for us has been very positive. It's one of our 4 key pillars to strategy. We take it seriously from top to bottom. So I'm not going to give you exact numbers, but it's significant.